with us here on the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with you. Middle game of this three-game series, an absolute riot at the bat rack for the Yankees tonight. They win it 15-1 as we get your Hyundai opening comment. 24 hits in every starter getting at least 2 hits.
It was an onslaught. It was a trouncing. It was a rout. I kind of like offensive bonanza as well, Bob. So many ways you could describe this. You just gave the numbers: 15 runs, 24 hits. They had 5 home runs. Every starter had at least 2 hits. This is the 124th season of Yankee baseball. That had never happened before. So what does all that offense lead to? It leads to a lot of celebrating, a lot of smiles. And another player who was smiling tonight never lifted a bat. He just threw a baseball, and that was Cam Schlittler. Don't let it get lost within all this offense, the job that he continued to do. 6 solid innings, only allowed the 1 run, kept his earned run average right there at a tidy 1.50. But yes, the offense gets the biggest headline tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We'll talk about Schlittler coming up in just a little bit. But let's talk about the Yankees offense now as we get to our highlights brought to you by your local Ford stores. And, Jack, your key to the game was disrupt the opener, Bailey Falter, and they did that. Third batter of the game with Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, when a team is using an opener, it's usually because they're in a desperate situation. And Bellinger takes that slider up and out. His 8th of the season puts the Yankees up by a run.
Goldschmidt doubles, and then watch this. Ben Rice, well, that's an out initially. But, Jack, the Yankees would challenge it. It was a great challenge.
Yeah, Caglione with a little bit of a cautious or hesitating approach. And that's a great challenge and a great call by the Yankees because it ends up becoming an RBI single and extends the inning.
And they just passed the baton to Med Rosario 2 pitches later. Bombs away out to left. That's a 2-run shot. So when it looked like the inning might be over, they challenged. It was not. 5th of the year for Rosario, 4-0 Yankees. Top of the second, here's Volpe leading off.
And Falter's still in there. It's a 2-2 fastball to Volpe. He drives it out over the left center field fence. His first of the season. He's had some quality at-bats. 5-0.
Jack, he's playing like his hair's on fire. Top of the third, another base hit.
Yeah, delivering the single through the left side. Rice scores. Rosario to second. It's 6-zip Yankees.
A few batters later, after a walk to Aaron Judge to load the bases, Belly again. Base hit through the right side. Volpe and Wells will come in to score. Judge will be thrown out trying to advance to third, but more damage done. At this point, it's 9-0 Yankees. And then Judge at the plate, top of the 5th.
Yeah, we are going to see Judge here in a 2-out situation. He gets a slider that is hanging, and he hits it off the base of the wall in left center. Chisholm scores. Grisham cruises into third. RBI double for Judge. Yankees are piling it on 10-1.
Top of the 7th, Trent Grisham up. Steven Cruz on now in relief in a 10-1 game, and he launches one. Grisham going deep for his 7th home run of the season. It's a solo shot. Makes it 11-1 Yankees. And finally, top of the 8th, here's Jazz.
Yeah, and he didn't have a hit at this point, Bob, and he says, I'm going to be part of this party, and he does it in a splashy way. Pun intended. Solo shot is his 6th of the season. It's 12-1 Yankees on their way to a 15-1 win.
Your optimum players of the game. How about everybody in the lineup who, again, all starters had at least 2 hits. Rosario had 4 hits. Volpe goes 3 for 6 with a solo homer, a single, a double, and 2 runs batted in. And right after the game, Justin Shackle talked to Volpe on the field.
All right. Anthony, a lot of feel-good at-bats for this group tonight, but in that first inning, you get 2 outs against Bailey Falter, then the runs start coming in. What was it like in the dugout when you put up that 4 spot?
Yeah, it was exciting. I mean, I think Webby had a great challenge there to get us going, and then I just thought we were having great at-bats and taking good swings the whole day. Yeah.
The last couple of games, you've recorded some big hits against a number of different pitch types. What has felt best for you? Has it been the swing or the timing?
I mean, kind of both. I mean, I'm just trying to get pitches I could drive and handle and put a good swing on it. We've obviously been working a lot, so that's all I could do.
What does it mean to you to know that you're helping this team win ball games right now?
Yeah, it's everything. I mean, these are huge games, a long stretch for us, but we're all grinding, we're all working, so it takes a lot to come out and put out performances like this, but we work for it, so it's good.
What impresses you the most every time you're playing behind Cam Schlittler?
His stuff is incredible. and the same thing. I mean, the 4 days he's not pitching, he's working on his craft. He's talking, having conversations with the other pitchers. So it's fun to watch him every fifth day.
Anthony, congratulations. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Send it back to you guys in the studio.
Justin, thank you. You know, Jack, I think sometimes there are two different kinds of resets for a team, and let's say in this case, an offense. The past couple games in winning, they were grinding it out. They got wins, but they got them late in games. This one was settled right from the start, almost like the offense collectively just took a breath and played ball.
Right, and Bailey Falter, we talked about it out on the pregame. He came into the game with an ERA of almost 10. Bob, anytime he has faced the Yankees in his career, they have handled him. I didn't see Falter having a lot of weapons to suppress this Yankee offense, and he didn't. Faced 16 batters, 9 reached, 7 scored. So the Yankees had some really smart and productive at-bats against him. Even after the 4-run first, the Royals stuck with Falter into the 3rd inning. With Schlittler on the mound, were they saying our offense isn't going to mount enough? We can't waste our whole bullpen on this game. I'm not sure what their logic was there. But as you said, the Yankees, an endless amount of solid at-bats. And for all those nights where you struggled through 9 innings and just can't piece anything together, this was the kind of night that an offense dreams about.
Yeah, they pummeled the bullpen after Bailey Falter left. Now let's turn the page and get to Cam Schlittler and the night that he had, making his 12th start of the season. And, I mean, let's be honest, Jack, he got that early lead. You're going to start just throwing up zeros, and you know Schlittler can do that in a hurry.
Yeah, he gets the high fastball by Caglione in the 2nd. The next batter right there is Lofton. Dots the inside corner with a fastball. Bottom of the 3rd, here's a sinker. Look at the movement on that pitch. And this is the one time, Bob, that the Royals got him. It's Bobby Witt Jr. going out and driving that cutter to right for a home run. 9-1 Yankees at that point.
But then he gets right back on the strikeout track and keeping the Royals off the bases. Bottom of the 4th, Sal Perez waves it a low curveball. He really seemed to have a lot better command after maybe the 1st or 2nd inning.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think, as always, it was about those 3 pitches. Although he did work in the curveball. The one that he threw to Perez there, he had thrown about a half a dozen by that point. But, Bob, the numbers continue to pile up for Schlittler.
Historical numbers and memorable moments in Yankees history presented by Prevagen, made for your brain. His 2.23 ERA through his first 26 career starts, best by a Yankee since 1920. His 1.50 ERA this season, 2nd best through 12 games started in Yankees history. And his 9 starts, allowing 1 earned run or fewer this season, the most in Major League Baseball. And he just continues to be impressive, not necessarily tonight with the strikeout game. He had 6 of them, but no walks. That's always huge for Schlittler, and just having command of his stuff.
He attacks, he throws strikes, he has confidence in all of his pitches, and he goes out there with all of that swagger, and he gets the job done every time. I envision that when we hear from Schlittler in the clubhouse, he might say, Bob, that this is a night where he felt he didn't have his greatest stuff. Some of it because what you just pointed out. We didn't see him go out there and log 9 or 10 strikeouts. But this is a guy who has a formula. He has a plan. And when you get that many runs early, the Yankees put 4 on the board for him in the 1st inning. This is a guy who knows what to do. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of attacking. Just gets those 3 outs, get your team off the field, and allow your offense to continue to add on.
Well, like Jack said, we'll hear from Schlittler coming up. Also, right after this break on the WB Mason postgame, we're going to hear from the manager, Aaron Boone. His guys shaking hands once again after this one. A resounding 15-1 win over the Royals. Stick around.
Brought to you in part by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires.
Welcome back inside our Yes Network studio, powered by Optimum Business, recapping a Yankees win 15-1 over the Kansas City Royals, 13th straight win for the Yanks over KC, and in this one, 24 hits. A lot of it tied to what happened in that 1st inning when a great challenge led to 4 first-inning runs. Let's hear from Aaron Boone and the manager's report now, brought to you by Toyota.
Well, Aaron, this is a historic night, but in that 1st inning, you guys score for 4 runs only after Brett Weber and company think you need to challenge that Ben Rice fly ball. How huge was that part of the game very early on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, netted us a few more runs right out of the chute there and kind of got us off and started tonight offensively. And, yeah, a lot of guys obviously right in the middle of swinging the bat really well.
From that point on, how do you feel like the lineup pressured Falter?
I mean, just a ton of really good at bats, and and guys that were hitting the ball out of the ballpark too. So, one of those nights where kind of everything's fallen. Felt like we were barreling stuff right from jump. I thought they were too. The first couple innings, there were a lot of hard hit balls. Some were on our side finding some gloves. So just obviously a really good night for the guys.
And because of that, it leads you to be able to take Cam Schlittler out after 77 pitches. Just your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, I thought he was okay. I thought they had a lot of good at bats against him and didn't have much to show for. Probably not his best stuff tonight. But you look up and it's 6 innings of 1-run baseball and really efficient. After a couple longer outings, his last 2, I was probably going shorter with him regardless tonight. So to have that kind of a lead. And him have a little bit, less from a strenuous outing was good.
It's the first time in Yankees history where all starters record at least 2 hits. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where usually there's always that guy that doesn't get it, and so that's I obviously didn't know that. I did see all the hits on the board. And I was like, man, that's you don't see that very often. So obviously, and the 2 hits for everyone you've never seen. So great night offensively. Again, they hit a lot of balls really well.
Who's that? Jazz was trying to get off the schneid there. I think he was the last one without a hit.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I thought he had 2 really good at-bats, too, to start. He smoked the ball his first time up that Caglione made a really good play in right center there and then just missed a homer to left center. So he was having really good at-bats. So I know he wanted to break through there, especially with one of those nights where obviously everyone was doing pretty well.
Royals have had some good teams over the years, and you guys just have absolutely dominated them. 13 in a row now, and you go back, it's crazy, the history recently. What's your take on how you guys have played against them?
Yeah, I don't know. I do. I think I know they've not got off to a great start necessarily this year, but I think you're going to look up in the summer and they're going to start playing a lot better baseball because, they have that guys that can, from a starting standpoint that is going to give them a chance to win each and every day, and they got good players over there. It's one of those things where, we've probably run into them at a good time where we've had some good series at different points. So, you play teams at different times of the year. It's just kind of the nature of the schedule sometimes.
For Cam to stay efficient and, keep his edge and stay in the strike zone, even when, the margin is so big, does that say something about his mentality?
Yeah, he was, I think he was kind of feeling for it a little bit in some ways tonight, but yeah, he's mentally strong and expects to, no matter what, still go out there and be effective, and he certainly was.
You talked about your depth here, and you put Rosario in there today, and big game for him too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he smoked the ball today. So he hit the homer, the ball he hits up the middle. The last one, the homer the other way, albeit position player. So, yeah, that's what he's capable of, and that's why he's here. To have those big at bats, especially against left-handed pitching, and one of the reasons we love him.
How hard is that to do? He hasn't played in 6 days. How hard is it to go out and do what he did?
That's another thing that stood out to me about him last year. Getting to know him a little bit, getting to watch him work. He's just really always prepared and does a really good job from a routine standpoint, whether he's playing every day or whether he's not or whether it's sparingly. He's always prepared. And, he had that last year where he went on the IL for a 10-day stretch. I think it was the minimum. And, he came right back and was right back in the mix and right into the flow. And it's a testament to just how he prepares, I think.
Talking before the game, too, that you liked Rice's at-bats. To see him get some results tonight, nice to see.
Yeah, I thought Benny swung great tonight again. So that was, certainly good to see. But anytime, look, as hard as hitting is and as hard as it is now, night in and night out, to have a day where everyone, can fatten up a little bit is good.
If you get a chance, look at the box score. It's fun to look at. A lot of numbers if you like a lot of numbers. 7 for 17 with runners in scoring position. We mentioned all 9 starters had at least 2 hits. You talk a lot about quality at bats. They had that tonight. When they struggle, there are a lot of strikeouts in there. Tonight, just 5 strikeouts. They were putting the ball in play.
Right, Bob. And when you see 15 runs, 24 hits, and 6 of those were home runs, you're looking around and saying, well, where do you want to focus? There are a couple areas I did want to focus on. First of all, Bellinger. The first run you score is always the most important home run. So left on left, we've seen what he's been able to do. But then I go down the rest of the batting order. Bellinger, who was their biggest offseason signing, Goldschmidt and Rosario, 2 players who they brought back. Yes, the run-it-back crowd. Those guys combined for 8 hits and 7 runs batted in today. Rosario had a great game, as Boone just talked about. He feasts on left-handed pitching. Volpe continues to make a statement with his at-bats. But then at the bottom of the order, Bob, Wells with 3 hits. I think the Yankees, as they put their head on the pillow tonight, they're excited about what everyone did offensively. They're hoping that this is the kind of game that jumpstarts Wells.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, want to remind you that tomorrow the Yankees and Royals will wrap up their 3-game set in Kansas City. Tune in beginning at 6:30 on Yes for Audi batting practice today. And then at 7 o'clock, switch over to Prime to stream the Yankees pregame and game coverage. And then after the final out, come back to Yes for the Yankees postgame show. Well, stick around. When we come back, we're going to hear from Cam Schlittler, do a deeper dive into his outings. He picks up the win in a 15-1 Yankees win over the Royals.